Okay, so I'm just going to whiz through realistic expectations of retirement income. I'm not a financial person at all, and I don't know that I can afford to retire, so I'm quite worried about it. I've looked around the internet trying to find, how much do people actually have for income in retirement, and whether I'm going to be okay or not. And everything I see is like, oh, you should have 70% of your pre-retirement income in retirement, or you should have, maybe 2/3 of your pre-retirement income in retirement, or you should have, $750,000 in the bank, or $1 million in the bank, and that's just not realistic for me. And so I'm wondering, how much do average people make in retirement? How much income are they living on? And it's hard to find, but I did find some information. Now, I'm in Canada, and so I was looking around the internet and I found the Statistics Canada website. That's this right here. And one of the things I found on there when I was looking at income of individuals was this site, and it's on a Government of Canada website. And so it might not look the same to you if you Google and find this site yourself, but anyways, what you can do is you can change by province. So this is you can choose any province you want. I work in British Columbia, so that's what I do. And you can change whatever age group you want. You can't be very specific. I mean, from 55 to 64 or over 65, that kind of thing. Over 65, most people are retired. Both sexes, you could do it male or female. And then total income, you can do all kinds of things. Market income if you sell things, employment income if you're still working, wages and salaries, self-employment, investments, retirement income, which I think must be something along the lines of pensions, non-government pensions, other income, government transfers, old age security. This is Canada, of course, so here that's similar to Social Security, or at least I think it is in the United States. So OAS and CPP are two government pensions that most people get, certainly after the age of 65 and possibly at the age of 60. So there's lots of things you can choose here. I'm going to choose, actually I'll choose total income to say how much money do 65-year-olds and older have in retirement. So if I apply that right here, sometimes the website's a little slower. Okay, so what are they going to say here? Now, British Columbia, you're 65 years and older, both sexes, total income. In 2017, there were 855, and that size says times 1,000, 855,000 people in that age group. The number with income, a little less than that. That just means that some people have no income at all in that age group. And down here, average income and then median income. I'll talk about the difference in a minute here. The average income is $41,500 in 2017, and in 2017 constant dollars. That just means you can compare from year to year. And so $41,500 per year in income in retirement. That's the average value. The median value is substantially lower. Now, that just means that there's an awful lot of people who have a lower income. In fact, 50% of the people in this age group in British Columbia make less than that, and 50% of the people make more. And since the average is substantially higher, that means that some people are making tremendously more. However, more than 50%, more than half of the people in this age group are making less than $30,600. Total income in retirement. So what else could we do here? Let's change that to retirement income, and we'll just apply that. There it is. And so this is things like pensions, and not including the government pension, the CPP, and the OAS, which is sort of like Social Security in the US. And And so this would be pensions on top of that. And the average is $22,000 a year for people age 65 and older in BC, and the median is $15,500. Now I guess I should probably go through what the difference there is. So let's just think about median versus mean. If you have a normal distribution, that means very few people with a very low amount of income and very few people at a high amount of income and most people in the middle, and it's a nice symmetrical curve here. The median and the mean are the same value. They're this middle value. Now, if it's more like this, where most people make a small amount and a few people make a very high amount, then the median is less than the mean. And that's what we see in most of the age groups in British Columbia, where the median is substantially less than the mean. And this is just data that I made up, so these numbers don't really mean anything, but just get the trend here. So that the median at low value indicates that there's an awful lot of people below that. Whereas if you had it skewed this way, the median is higher than the mean, and that just means that an awful lot of people are at the top end. Okay, so let's go back to our data again. Now this says that our median is less than the mean, indicating an awful lot of people are making less than half the people are making less than $15,500. Some are making zero on top of their government pensions. Okay, so let's see what else people are doing. How about the 55 to 64 year olds? Let's try that. And retirement income, again, this is sort of like pension. Oh, the internet's slow. There we go. So British Columbia, 55 to 64 year olds, retirement income, that's like pension. Or at least I think it is. Now you'll notice that up here it says there's 669,000 people in this age group in BC. And the number with incomes, with retirement income, pension income, is 115,000. That would mean that some of them are still working and some of them have no pension at all. The median is for the 55 to 64 year olds was 26,400, and the average was 30,900. That's on top of any government pension they might have had. So that would indicate that half the people make less than 26,400. Half the people on pension. Okay, what else have we got? Let's try the opposite side of the country. So that's British Columbia. What else we got here? Let's try Nova Scotia. Okay, so again, 55 to 64 year olds, same thing. Retirement income, so this is like pension. We'll apply that. Same age group. So 2017, 148,000 people in this age group in Nova Scotia this time. 28,000 with pension income. That means most of them are still working. A substantially larger percentage are still working. And here you can see that the median is greater than the mean. That means that there's a fair number of people with more than the average. So this is sort of skewed towards the upper end here, where we have quite a few people with pension in Nova Scotia between 55 and 65, or 64. So let's go and change that to 65 plus and see if that looks. Actually, let's just look at the value here. So about 32,000-ish. Let's change it to 65 and older. These people are retired, right? So we'll apply that. And again, we're looking at retirement income, so this is sort of like pension. Now it's way lower. These people are all retired, right? Or mostly all retired. Not all of them, though. So look at the numbers. We have 185,000 people in the age group. 119,000 have retirement income, and so are retired and have pension income. So yeah, that says that a lot of people are still working or have no pension income. Yeah, so very low pension value for the retirees, for the 65 and up retirees, and Yeah. So I just thought I'd show you some of the information that I've got, and let's just check that their overall income, their total income. This is Nova Scotia now, 65 and older, so these are the retirees. I'm less than 65, I'm 55 now, so total income for retirees 65 and older, average $37,300. Median is $27,300. That means half of the population live on less than that. Total, that's their total income, including everything, government pension, OAS, CBP, everything. And so half the population in Nova Scotia live on less than $27,300 per year in retirement. So that gives you a little bit better idea of how much people really live on in retirement. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.